So, in continuing with technology, we are going to transition to another activity that will allow us to examine some statistics. And, all right. So, we are going to work on mathematical modeling. So please take a moment and have a discussion with your group members, so that are the people who have the same number. What is mathematical modeling? So please talk for a moment. All right. So I'm recognizing that that time was used for two different reasons, some to wrap up the last activity and some we're talking about modeling. So I would like us to all come together now, and could I have a group share what their definition is for mathematical modeling? Yes, Marwa.
We interpret it a little differently.
Okay, tell.
From what I've heard from our group. There was two different ways. One way was, how do you actually model math for your students?
Mm-hmm.
The other one was, how do you use math?
How do you use math?
To model.
To model. And I agree, there's
We interpreted it was
the two different. All right, so as a group, I would like us to interpret it today as the math practice standard mathematical modeling. And so if we look at what that math practice says, we can just focus on the text in the green, because that's really what we're doing. So we're applying the mathematics that they know to solve problems arising in everyday life. And so I see this fitting into that investigative process if we look at the bottom. So we're analyzing mathematical relationships, we're drawing conclusions, we're interpreting those conclusions, and then we're reflecting. Did it work? Did it not work? Does it make sense? I feel like that's a skill that our students need a lot of practice with. Well, I got this answer. Does that answer make sense? And then improving the model. Does this make sense? And if it doesn't quite make sense, well, what can we do to make it better? Is this the best way to represent the data that we have? And so how we are going to do that are with these toy cars. So, in order to model, we need to think about quantitative. What numbers, what can we measure about these toy cars? Let me show you what they do. Yeah, you pull them back, and they go. And they even work on carpet, thank goodness. So what can we measure? What can we put numbers to with this car? Distance, speed, time. Yeah. So with distance, what would change the distance? How far back you pull it. And that's what kind of modeling we are going to do today.
what platform you're using.
Surface.
And we are all going to use the same surface. So can you please open up to the very last page in your binder? You're most likely going to want to move this page to day 5, but it is in the very last slot. It's in day 10 right now. It's titled Vroom, Vroom. All right. So how this process will go is you will be in groups of 3 based upon your letters. So we are going to be switching groups. And you are going to follow along with this worksheet. So for the next 20 minutes, we are going to be collecting data. And our goal is to learn how far the car goes when you pull it back a set amount. Because we only get 20 minutes of data collection, I think you should spend 2 minutes, not 5 minutes, testing your car. And you're just trying to figure out, does my car have any glitches? Maybe you want to come back and ask for a different car. Because we are going to have a competition at the end of this. And so you want to know your car, so that way you have the best chance in this competition. The carpet, because this whole building is carpeted. So luckily these cars work on the carpet. And so in these 20 minutes, you are going to collect data. So first you're going to pull the car back to 2 inches, see how far it goes. Pull the car back 4 inches, see how far it goes, and so on. And then you'll be recording the data in this table. If you have extra time, you can do extra trials.
It would be useful to me to know
what the competition rules would be before I collect data?
Yes.
What are
So
we doing in the competition?
you are going to find our letter group. You are going to take this worksheet, your ruler. We'll have to figure out how many measuring tapes we have. We might need to borrow. We might need to use some rulers, and you're going to get your car. So the competition is I will give you a set distance. You will be on the carpet, and you will get one trial. Pull it back, and you are going to try to hit this set distance that I give you.
Get as close as possible.
As close as possible to that set distance.
Can it go beyond?
The middle of the car.
I will be measuring by the front of the car.
So, the absolute value of the distance. 'Cause it can go beyond.
It's like
It
bocce
can go
ball.
beyond the distance, but it can't go short of the distance?
Closest. Doesn't matter which direction. Closest.
So it's the absolute value of the distance.
So,
Yes, it is.
any questions about how the competition will go? Any questions about what you are doing right now? Yes, Adam.
We had a question. With the pullback, say we're going to 10 inches of pullback, is that where we release the car at 0 on distance?
I will be measuring from the front of the car.
No.
So, how you collect your data should be how you run your competition trial. So, if you I'm going to measure from the front.
Before we pull back?
No, at the very end.
So where will we release?
I'm not measuring how far you pull it back. That's for you. So I would say you decide as a group.
You say the routine
To
from where I put it down or from where I release the car?
from where you put it. I will be measuring from the starting point, and then from there you pull back. So my measurement will start here, and then you pull back.
The starting line
It matters. The starting line doesn't change. I will be measuring from the starting line. That is a fabulous question. Thank you, Adam, for asking.
So Kate, can we get consistency here? Can we measure front then?
Yes.
So that everyone else will be consistent with that?
Yes.
Yes, yeah. Because the trials is going to give you verification of some of your conclusions. I mean, some of your assumptions, right?
Before we go, can I have the A's raise your hand, please, so you can see your group members? A's, please raise your hand.
You're not an A, you're a D.
3, there we go. Thank you. I was like, that shouldn't happen.
It was rotated.
All right, B's, please raise your hand. B's, please raise your hand. Thank you. C's, please raise your hand. Thank you. D's, please raise your hand. D's, there we go.
D.
Thank you. E's, please raise your hand. 1, 2. We're missing an E. E. A, B, C, D, E. Stephanie, great. Thank you. F's, please raise your hand. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. G's, please raise your hand. Thank you. H's. Becky's an H because we only had 2. Thank you so much. And I's, please raise your hand. 1, 2, 3. There we go. So you can do your testing anywhere in the KCI, but recognize that the final one will be done on the carpet, so you want to stay on the carpet. Any last questions?
So how many minutes, Kate?
20 minutes.
20 minutes, no more than 20 minutes.
So the cars are here. There's rulers. I know some groups have two measuring tapes. So if you don't have a measuring tape,
We have. You guys a car? Nice.
there's some cars there. Yes, you just need one car.
All right. Perfect.